Call regular monthly meeting of the Rockwood City Council to order. And at this time, we have the prayer by Mr. Ishman and remain standing for the pledge of flag. Mr. Ishman.
Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the sunshine and this beautiful weather. We thank you for this city. We thank you for the opportunity to be part of this city. And we thank you for the work that's going on here. We thank you for this council. And we thank you for the work that they do. Watch over us this evening and guide us in everything that's said and done here this evening. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, Madam Secretary.
Councilman Anderson. Councilman Bryant.
Here.
Councilwoman Evans. Here. Councilman Fuller.
Here.
Councilman Holloway.
Here.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Here.
Mayor Miller.
Here, all present except Councilman Anderson. He had some surgery late last week and said he might not be able to make it. You received the minutes from the March 28, 2022 meeting. Is there any additions or corrections? I hear none. Do I hear a motion to be approved? So moved. Motion by Councilman Holloway. Do we have a second? Second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilman Holloway? Nothing. Councilwoman Evans?
Nothing.
Anyone? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And the ayes have it. Next item is presentation and approval of financials. March 22 financial reports. Do I hear a motion to be approved?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Fuller. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Wilson. Councilman Fuller.
I'll just turn it over to Ms. Ruthie.
Ms. Ruppy.
You have a copy of all the bank statements in your packet. As of March 31st, in the general fund, we had $1,453,155.64. Reserve an emergency. We moved another $100,000 over from the general fund to reserve an emergency, which left us with about increasing that balance from $247,000 to $347,544.40. Payroll fund ended balance was $1,019.42. The drug fund $62,401.32. State Street aid $251,909.76. The small drug fund $7,107.54. And capital projects $805,331.58. You have a copy of all the bank statements. You also have a copy of the summary financials and all the checks that were written in the month of March. And you have a copy of the airport revenue that's been received. To date, through the end of March, we've received $103,098.75 in fuel sales and $79,837.87 in hangar rentals, and $1,050.11 have been reimbursed on the maintenance grant. So we've already exceeded each revenue that was budgeted for the entire year. So we've already reached that and actually passed it. So we should wind up good by the end of June. And that's all. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Anything further? Councilman Fuller.
No, sir.
Councilwoman Wilson.
No, sir.
Anyone? Call roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans? Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes. The ayes have it. Next item is public comments. We always allow anyone that would like to address the mayor and council. All that we ask is you stand and state your name and address. This will be the last time you'll be able to address the mayor and council unless a council member yields the floor to you. Anyone? Yes, ma'am. Surprise, surprise.
No, I'm going to say something. I'm Barbara Smith. I live at 1303 Post Oak Valley Road. And of course, I know I'm all for the pool. And I was just wondering if the council has heard anything new about the resolution passed last month.
No, ma'am. We have not heard anything from them. They have a committee that has to meet, and then it has to go in front of the full commission. And I don't know that the committee's even met yet.
Can I ask the council if the pool is a priority with the council for the money?
For that money,
For
Sure.
any money that we get from this county?
it will be a priority on that resolution.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Because I understand that there are other projects that are going on too that are important also.
Yes.
I just was wondering what level of priority the pool is at.
Yeah, well, this is a separate resolution. If they approve it, then we'll have the money. If they don't, we won't.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Thank y'all for coming. Next item is we will go into executive session regarding a lawsuit for Barnes versus Rockwood settlement proposal. So we will be gone for a few minutes in executive session. After executive session on Barnes versus Rockwood settlement proposal, do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
The motion is to offer a counter offer by our city attorney,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, sir.
As I suggested in the.
Yes. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Motion by Councilwoman Evans, second by Councilman Bryant. Be no discussion on this. Call the roll, please.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. We have no old business. Moving on to new business, ordinance 1286, first reading. An ordinance prohibiting the use of tobacco products and vapor products at parks, playgrounds, greenways, and certain public property. Remember, this is first reading. We will have a second reading at a public meeting next month. What's the will of the council? Do we have a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Evans. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Bryant. Councilwoman Evans.
No, I think it's a great thing. It'll stop some of the mess we've got on the walks and driveways and everything.
Councilman Bryant.
Yes, I agree with her. I believe that's the best thing we can do for our kids and community.
Anyone else? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is Resolution 2212, a resolution appointing Margaret Fine to fulfill a vacant term on the Rockwood Housing Authority Board, serving as the tenant representative from April 26, 2022 and ending July 1st, 2023. This is the recommendation from that board up there and from the woman that runs it. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Wilson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilwoman Wilson.
I think she'll do good. It looks like she's lived there for a while, so I'm sure she knows the needs and what needs to be fixed or maintained.
Councilwoman Evans.
Nothing else.
Anyone? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is Resolution 2213, a resolution approving community development partners for the purpose of providing administrative consultant services in connection with the funding from the American Rescue Plan Act. What this is this a company that will make sure we spend this money properly, and they'll tell us if there's any changes, because if y'all are well aware, this has changed about every month. This money can't be used for this, and then the next month it can. This is just to give us guidance and make sure that we do it correctly and we're updated on all the rules and regulations as they change. So my recommendation is we approve this. This will be for us and the water, sewer, and gas if they approve.
Yes.
What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Fuller. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Wilson. Councilman Fuller.
Sounds like it's help us keep everything in line, so I think it's a good thing.
Councilwoman Wilson.
I believe we've worked with them in the past, so I trust that they'll do a good job.
Anyone else? Call roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is Resolution 2214, a resolution approving to hire Mitchell, Emmert, and Hill to conduct the city's audit for fiscal year ending 2021-22 at the same price as the prior year. Let me say that usually we try to, after a certain period of time, move around and use a new auditor. What we have found out talking to the state and found out talking to other auditors, most of these places are not doing city audits anymore. They've got too many irons in the fire doing other stuff that there's just not many. We used to get 3 to 5 bids, now we get 1. So he's willing to do it for the same price as he did last year, and because of that situation, I recommend that we go with that. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Wilson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Fuller. Councilwoman Wilson.
Nothing, sir.
Councilman Fuller.
They've done a great job in the past, and will continue, I believe.
Anyone else? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans? Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is Resolution 2215, a resolution appointing Kenny Lohr as the Park and Recreation Director for the city of Rockwood. As you know, we've had some people be part-time, or not part-time, but temporary down there, and I've been, I guess, for the last 2.5 years hunting who I felt like could get the job done, and this is my recommendation. Kenny has been an outstanding fireman, has done a tremendous job, has been real active with the kids down there over years, and his kids playing and coaching. So that, and I think he'll be a hard worker and do some things that we need done down there. So that's my recommendation as our new Park and Recreation Director. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Holloway. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilman Holloway.
Now, he's been interested in doing that for a good while, Mayor, and I think he'll do a good job with it. If he don't, I'm gonna kick his behind. I get my foot up high enough.
Yeah, I'm saying you can. Who's second? Councilwoman Evans, do you have anything?
And he's just a great guy, and I think he will do a fantastic job working with our young people and all the administrative personnel. I'm for him 100%. Yeah.
Anyone else?
Looking forward to him doing it, and I believe you'll do a good job now.
Thank you. Anyone else? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is Resolution 2216, a resolution approving Carriage Hill to continue our brokerage services on behalf of the city of Rockwood and our health insurance purposes. The reason I'm bringing this to you is that we need to keep someone in place to make sure that we oversee how our health insurance is bid out and all that. He's got 10 different municipalities, and he's been able to get us a good rate. As y'all remember last year, 0% increase, which is all absolutely unheard of. This year, I know Belinda and Becky and all of us have been in contact with him. He's given us a 0 rate again. So that is really, really good for the city and really, really good for our employees. So I'm recommending that we use him and let him do the work that we would have to do if he didn't. And what I mean by that is we'd have to wait on Belinda and Becky to go out and get each employee what claims they had, if they're on family coverage, the kids, the age of the kids, do the parents or do they smoke, dip, whatever, and it's just a tough thing to do all that. He can do this for us. and still gets us a great rate. So I think it's really important that we get somebody in place to do that. That's my recommendation. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Holloway. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Fuller. Councilman Holloway.
Like I said, Mayor, he's done a good job for us, and I know he'll continue to do a good job.
Question.
Councilman Fuller.
I think he's been good to us and works hard to get us good rates. And like you said, he works with a bunch of different cities, so definitely knows the market.
Anything further? Councilwoman Evans, I'm sorry.
So we pay him a consultant's fee to do this work?
No, we pay him nothing. He works that out with the insurance company that we go with. So whatever they pay him is, we don't pay him anything from the city.
No consultant fee?
Nothing.
No.
Okay, because I think last year we ended up with a plan that was not the best one for our employees. And I would like for us to go in depth on studying that this year.
He'll give us like 2 or 3 options to be brought to you all to look at.
All right.
And they always aren't the best that we'd like for them to be. But
Well-
it's the 3 biggest markets and it's what all cities and counties.
I know the state insurance, I don't think was ever mentioned last year, and I would like for that to be part of it.
Yes, it was. It was part of it. The state plan was in it.
Okay.
And it was about a 12 or 15% increase, I think,
Well,
over
when
the
our
city.
employees up front, they got to pay $5,000 out of pocket up front, plus so much money. And that is terribly hard on our employees. And the reason I know this for a fact, some of our employees have just had to use it, and yeah, you've got to come up with $5,000, and that's hard.
We'll bring those plans.
Yeah, we can check all of that out. And there was one other part in here that I wish we would reconsider, because this is giving him the right of way on this for the next 5 years.
Yes.
I think we should do it either 1 or 2 years at a time, not for 5 years. We don't know what's going to happen 5 years from now, but a couple of years would be fine, or 1 year, and review it every year. And because plans change, and I would like it to be on that basis, if you be or not be, depends on whatever y'all want.
Anything further, Councilwoman Evans?
Sir?
Anything further?
No.
Anyone else? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
No, we voted on leaving it as it is?
Yes,
No.
that's the motion.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is Resolution 2217, a resolution appointing Richard Ricky Lawson as Animal Control and Codes Enforcement. Ricky's a Rockwood boy, born and raised here, and he's having to work out of town, and he showed interest in this, and I think he'll do a tremendous job. Becky, myself, Chief Stennett, and Rick, and Harold interviewed 3 people, I guess, last week, and Rick was our choice to be our new Animal Control and Codes Enforcement Officer for the city of Rockwood, and I recommend him, and I think he'll do a tremendous job. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Holloway. Do we have a second? Second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilman Holloway.
Well, I've known him about all his life, Mayor. He's a good young man, and I think he'll do us a good job.
Councilwoman Evans.
Send him to see me. I've got a list, that's all I'm for. To start with, and if he doesn't get on it, tell him I'll kick his butt every day until he does.
Anything further? Call roll.
Councilman Anderson? Oh, he ain't here. Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans? Yes. Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is Resolution 2218, a resolution naming a street running from South Gateway to South Kingston Avenue. 911 has got 3 streets, you'll follow them down through here, but they asked us to get names on them. I appointed a committee with Councilwoman Wilson, Councilwoman Evans, and Rick, and they've met, and what's your recommendation on, well, y'all had a recommendation on this one, and they turned it down, because of Short Street.
Short Street. And that was perfect, but yeah, I think we all agreed on Main Street.
Main.
Because that, yes,
That's where Cedar lived,
one,
yes.
right, that's the only house on the street, so that sounded appropriate.
Because the recommendation, resolution is to name South Gateway Avenue to South Kingston Avenue, Mee Street, M-E-E Street.
You meet,
What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Holloway, do we have a second? Second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilman Holloway, do you have anything?
Just gonna say he worked for our street department there for a number of years. And then, of course, he lived down there on that street, so I think that's a good idea, name Main Street.
it is,
Councilwoman Evans, anything further?
no, sir.
Anyone? Call roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is Resolution 2219, a resolution naming the street in front of Walmart. Now, this is the street that goes between Walmart, McDonald's, so it will be an avenue, correct?
Yeah.
It will be an avenue. It'll go, if you turn in there by Murphy's and you go up past McDonald's, you take that left, that'll be this road. So what's the recommendation of the committee?
Olinger Avenue.
Olinger
Yes.
Olinger Avenue. You put that in the form of a motion?
Yes, sir.
You putting, you're
Yes.
seconding it? Any further discussion? Anyone? Call a roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. The next one is Resolution 2020, a resolution naming a street between Taco Bell and Fast Pace. This will be a street, not an avenue. What is the recommendation of the committee?
Commerce Street.
Commerce Street. There's some real commerce there.
That's
Okay.
good, isn't it?
Yeah, you putting that in the form of a motion?
Yes, sir.
I'll second.
Second. Any further discussion? Call a roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is Resolution 2221, a resolution to transfer an unopened section of Dunlap Street to Claude Treadway and Chris Treadway. I've had Harold's looked at this and talked to them. Greg, I know I've asked you this numerous times. When we do this, you do make sure that the deed's put in their name so it does go on the tax roll. I know I've asked that, I just like to follow up. So, what's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Holloway, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilman Holloway.
It need to be done a long time ago there. He's been using that facility, so now we can get tax on it.
Councilwoman Evans.
No problem.
Anyone? Call a roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is Resolution 2222, a resolution to transfer an unopened portion of Key Street to Leila Reed. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Wilson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Fuller. Councilwoman Wilson.
Nothing, sir.
We've done a lot of this before. I think it's practically used for the property. So.
Yeah, we get it on the tax roll. Anyone else? And correct me if I'm wrong, Harold, they do, the people that want it, they pay for the survey and all that, correct? Yes, so, all right. Any further discussion? Call roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is Resolution 2223, a resolution to authorize the city attorney to file a lawsuit to enforce a lien. This is a lien against the property of Virgil Wayne Young and Deborah Dutton located at 227 East Nelson Street, where we are tearing down a trailer. And this is to allow the lien of $3,000 for him to file a lawsuit to enforce it. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Fuller. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Holloway. Councilman Fuller.
That needed to come down for a long time, and I'm glad we're finally getting something done with it.
Councilman Holloway.
No.
Anyone? Call the roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Ford?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is budget amendments. If I can hear a motion, we'll get it on the, motion in a second, we'll get it on the floor and then let her explain it to you.
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Wilson. Is this approving 4, 5, 6, and 7?
Yes.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Bryant. Councilwoman Wilson.
I yield to Ms.
Ms.
Ruby.
Ruby.
Yes, I sent out originally in your packet one that had 5, and then I realized today with Linda's help that I had number 1 or number 4, and the last one that I sent were basically the same, so I had to fix my mistake there. So budget amendment number 4 is just the insurance recoveries that we've received back from accidents on some of the police cars, and grants, safety grants for public works, and we're just putting the money back in their budgets. The budget amendment number 5 is where the Public Works Department has done a real good job of taking all their junk off for scrap. They've cleaned up down at the pole barn, they've cleaned up at the garage, hauled everything off, plus some stuff has been donated to them that they've hauled off. So the sale of materials we had in the budgets, we took in $10,900 more than we originally planned. I'm putting that back in his budget. State Street Aid, Mayor, you might want to talk about the lights at Walmart for a minute.
Yeah, I wanted y'all to know, I thought I told you, Becky said I don't believe I did. The new LED lights at Walmart are working and working well. It looks really, really good. Really, really good. The only problem we have is McDonald's, when they close, are turning off their parking lot lights. So when you turn on in there at Murphy's, on the left, it's dark. Nothing we can do about it because we don't have a pole there. We didn't put a pole there because there was lights there working. But it really, really looks good, and people have really bragged on Taco Bell is really tickled because they were one of them that mentioned it. So that is done and they are working.
So we had the money in the repair and maintenance of street line item in State Street Aid that we had money left in. So we put the money back in his budget for the $5,100 for the lights at Walmart. And they've also done a real good job at catching us up on our street signs. We were getting real far behind, a lot of them were missing, and we had stop signs missing. A lot of street signs need to be replaced, and they've been catching that up, and in the process it costs more to buy those signs. So I just moved money from repair, maintenance, and streets down to utility services for those lights and to buy more street signs. So that's within the same budget. And then the last one, there may be some discussion, and Councilman Bright may want to talk about it, but we had $5,000 in the budget this year for City Hall. And we had it in here as a follow-up to everything we've done in this room. We were going to do more out in the hall, we were going to do a lot more upgrade, but we didn't ever get around to it.
We've been doing upgrades at City Hall every year
we've been
in the
trying to do a
budget.
little
This
bit.
year we just didn't get to it.
So in the meantime, the water heater at the golf course went out. It's the water heater that serves the restaurant and the downstairs. It's probably about 20 years old or older, and it was $1,420 to replace it. So it serves the restaurant too, which in the restaurant lease, we're still responsible for main building upkeep and stuff for that. Not anything to do with the restaurant, but just the basics. So we didn't have a choice but to do that, which put them over. Then in talking with Councilman Bryan and the inmate crew, and Belinda went out there too, there's just a lot of things that need to be fixed. There's guttering that's coming loose from the building. There's a door that won't even hardly shut. It needs paint. It just needs some real kindergarten care. So we thought if we're not gonna use our money this year to upgrade this building, now that we have the inmate crew back, they could take that $3,500 that's left after that $1,420, and they could do a lot of work at the golf course for $3,500. But that's up to y'all, and Councilman Bright might want to talk about that.
I'd appreciate it if the council would consider this. We've got some things that need to be done. Eventually it will come. The roof is probably about 27 years old, and it's got some issues. It's going to have to be replaced, and also the parking striping there where the cars are individually lined up, that's all weathered away, so we need to get the new paint on that as well. But whatever we can make do with this, what's left, would be appreciated.
Rick, do we have a striping machine?
No,
We don't?
no. I'm getting ready to get one. It's not a motorized one, but it's a thing they sell over at Lowe's. It's not real expensive. But that's what a lot of the paving companies are using now, so I'm gonna try it.
Would that be good for a parking lot?
Yeah.
So if we get that, could you help Councilman Bryant, we get that parking lot
We've
done?
already talked about it. Yeah.
Okay,
And we
good.
need to get handicap spots in compliance too.
Sure. Okay,
So that's the 4 amendments I have at this time.
Councilwoman Wilson, you made the motion, you got
Yes,
anything
nothing
further?
further, no.
Who seconded? Ms. Rupe, who seconded?
I think Holloway. I'm not sure.
Councilman Holloway, you got anything?
Yeah, kitchen floor, in there too, and bad repair, we need to look at it too.
Yeah, we've got to spend some money out there, roof especially, but there's some things to look at. Anything further on it? No. Anything further on these budget amendments? Call roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. I'm gonna do something now that, as everybody that's been around me knows, I don't like to do at all. But I feel like it's a necessity. I think in all my years as mayor, this will be the 3rd time I've ever done it. I'd like to ask you all to make a motion to waive the 5-day rule to consider the purchase of 2 trucks.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Holloway. Do we have a second? Second by Councilwoman Evans. If I could. Vehicles are really, really tough to get right now. And Rick has found 2 trucks in Murfreesboro that are on the state contract. Let me tell you how tough they are. Rockwood Electric has ordered 4 pickup trucks in 2021. They might get here this year, but they don't think so. They think it's going to be early 2023 before we get them. So we have an opportunity to go get 2 pickup trucks that are $30,860, one of them is, and the other one's $30,768. One of them's a 2022, and the other one's a 2021. They're both 4-wheel drive, which that's what we always try to buy. I just think it's an opportunity, as much as I hate to waive the 5-day rule. I just think it's an opportunity that if we pass up, and the matter of fact, when they brought this to me on Friday, they had 3. Today, they've got 2. So they are going quickly. But the motion now, right now, is to waive the 5-day rule. Will you call the roll on motion to waive the 5-day rule?
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, the ayes have it. I need a motion that we buy 2 trucks, one for $30,860 and the other one for $30,768, and that we take the money out of the ARPA money that we've got, that the government gave us. We have it now, some of it, that we take it out of that. That way it doesn't affect Rick's budget or any other budget. It just comes out of those funds. And again, I don't like to do this, but I don't think we have a choice because we are truck poor at the street department. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Holloway. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilman Holloway.
Like I said, Mayor, we're in need of trucks, and good opportunity to give them.
Councilwoman Evans.
Excellent deal.
Councilwoman Wilson, do you have anything?
And no, sir.
Anyone? Call roll.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Councilman Bryant, you have anything?
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Appreciate all the city employees. I watch them day in and day out working their runs off, trying to make the city clean, doing a good job mowing, police department, fire department, everyone. I'd like to thank you all for what good job you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Bryant. Councilwoman Wilson.
The junior city council, I think they're gonna be here in May, but Aiden is leaving for the Air Force, so I don't know if he'll be able to be here for the next meeting, I'm not sure. But,
You'll be gone, Nate?
No, I will be here.
okay. Well, we weren't sure, but I just wanted to thank you guys for stepping up and taking interest in the city. I'm proud of you guys. So, that's all I've got.
Councilman Fuller.
I'd like to thank the street naming committee. They came up with some
Yes.
good names, and especially Dr. and Mrs. Olinger. What a great couple.
Councilman Holloway.
I want to thank all of our employees, Mayor, they all do a good job in every department. And our department heads, of course, can tell by the budget, how that is, what a good job they're doing. So everybody's working together, and we need to keep doing that. I'd like to say congratulations to Aiden back there, and appreciate you going there for us. And we appreciate your service.
Councilwoman Evans.
Yes, sir. I've had a complaint from a number of people, and you can go check it out for yourself, and I did, because the Mr. Clean car wash down there, or clean machine, the noise that thing makes is ungodly.
Which one is that?
Right there on Gateway and...
Is that the first one?
Yes, the
Okay.
first one. And if a car's going through there, this loudspeaker comes on, back up, move forward, all this stuff, and it's loud. You can hear it up on Kingston Avenue, a block away. And these people that live right behind that are going crazy. They get woke up in the middle of the night, and it's awful. Even when the water starts coming out of there, it sounds like a total flood. So, yeah, I'd like for all of you to go check and see.
Oh, I went through it yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you get that?
It told me, it said, pull out slow.
Yeah, but if they can hear it a block away, that's
I'm going,
crazy.
hard to let them go.
Is there some way we can have someone go talk to these people and have it come down? Because that is ridiculous. It really is. So, we need to have it checked out and make sure that that
I'll
don't
talk to
happen
you.
again.
I know who it is.
It's bad. It really is. Worse than the trains coming through, I guarantee you that. Becky, I need to ask you a question
Yes, ma'am.
on our airport hangars and the rental
Yes.
that we get. How many hangars are we using?
We got the 16 that are
Or
ones that we
all
built, they're all
those
full.
six? Right, those 16 are full.
And then
Oh,
the big hangar and stuff, we rent it by space. Like whatever will fit, like some people stay overnight, some people might stay a week. One plane stays there all the time. I mean, it's
But
just,
that one can accommodate 3, right?
yes.
I believe.
There's one up there that's real small right now, a little small one, so there could be 4, couldn't there? Depending on the size. So it's, some of them stay overnight, some of them stay longer, and then, are you renting out on the apron too, space out on the apron?
Well, we get tie-down fees.
Yeah, we get tight.
There's a big fluctuation in the money that comes
Yes.
in from month to month.
Yes.
And why is that?
Because of the temporary. And then some people pay a year at a time,
Yeah.
some people pay 6 months at a time, some people pay by the
If
month.
they each pay, not the 3, but the 16, how much money do we take in on those a month?
The 16, so it's,
240 times 8.
and then the other one's how much?
If you need
Two,
to, you can
four.
get back, you can get back on that. Okay, but I would like to know the exact amount on that. And now another thing. Downtown, we're tearing down 2 buildings, or the city is with the help of, and some of the company. I'd like to make a suggestion for that, if we have nothing else, if we've got the land after it's all cleaned out, that we put a farmer's market there. We could put some covered areas, which would be open, but all of the, people are having farmers markets everywhere, but we don't have one. And if we did, people locally could grow products, bring it in there, sell it. We could rent a space for them if you needed to or wanted to, or whatever. But that would be a great attraction for downtown. So that's something I'd like for all of you to think about, and let's see if we can get that done. Because that's a huge, big place with those 2 buildings. That's about a half a block or more, actually, about a block. Because it goes from front and Rockwood Street to the alleyway and beyond. So, yeah, it would be a huge place, but just think of all the good fruit, vegetables, canned goods, and everything that people could come in and use. And I'd like for that to be considered.
Do we,
That's it.
Ms. Ruby, do they offer grants? Didn't at one time, if you went did a farmer's market in your downtown, didn't they offer grants to help you put up those sheds and stuff?
I don't know if they're available all the time, but there is a time.
I do remember at one time they were encouraging it, and they
Yes.
said, if you,
Because see that area over on Gateway, the council, some former council designated that over there by the caboose to be a farmer's market. And so when people call and ask about setting up yard sales there, and say no, because it was designated just for farmer's market. But there's no shade, it's pretty hot in summer when you're out there trying to
Well, with
sell
the,
produce. So I'll check into that.
stalls, and that would furnish a lot of shade too.
I'll check into that.
Would you check on that, please?
Yes.
Okay.
anything further?
Nothing.
Okay. Councilman Bryant.
Yes, I've got one more thing. The house that's up here on the corner of Wheeler and Chamberlain, to the right there, there's a big truck and a trailer, look like a boat, that's out here as you go straight down Chamberlain.
Oh, okay, the one right here.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm getting a lot of complaints about people trying to make that turn there, and they can't see because the truck is up there on the curb and the boat also.
So we need to back them up.
They need to back them up and move them because people says it's a blind spot, and if Chief Stinnett could look
Chief,
into
will you
that.
look into that, please, tomorrow?
Yes.
And-
I know exactly where you're talking
Okay.
about.
And one more thing, that they also said that they thought they were dumping motor oil in the backyard back there. They was doing all kinds of work, and I think we need to look into that.
Harold, can we check on that tomorrow too?
Where's that at?
Right here.
At the corner over
This-
here.
This
opposite
place
us.
where we had to make those people move that were pulling there by where we put the cardboard and stuff, I had the chief go make them move, they were blocking it,
Oh, yeah.
right
Right
here.
here in the corner.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and he says they're dumping motor oil back there
That
behind.
was one of the people's
If you would check
complaints
on
to
that
me, that they were
place, chief will
changing.
check on getting that corner cleared off.
Okay.
Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to thank the committee that met on the name of the streets. That was a good job, and thinking about Mr. and Miss Olinger, that's really good. And you got Mr. Me, and Commerce was a good idea too.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. I want to thank Becky and Belinda for the time and effort that they've put in up to this point on the budget. We're gonna get together and we'll be calling you all and letting y'all know about future meetings, budget work sessions, first readings and things like that on it. So, got a lot of work to do. But I wanted to let you know that we will be getting in touch with you and sending out a notice when we will meet on those. I want to thank all the employees again, like I do every month, for the time and effort that they put in for this city. I want to thank the department heads Y'all do a tremendous job, and the employees do a tremendous job. And again, I want to say it like I say every month, y'all are what makes this city work, not us, you all. And we do appreciate everything you do. So, thanks a lot. I don't have anything else that I know of. I'm probably missing something, but Becky, you remember anything else you told me to do? Okay. Now I hear a motion, we adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Holloway. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Brown. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Of course, it'd be.